What's up guys, Danny with Wire Fitness. I've been extremely busy over the last 2 weeks, so I haven't put out a ton of stuff. Having to do a lot of talking from the car again. But I wanted to go over today a concept that is extremely effective diet-wise, nutrition-wise, which as you'll get to know, and you may already know, nutrition is the most important piece of any fitness journey. You cannot out-train a bad diet. It's just impossible. If your diet's bad, your results are not, they might not be bad, you might get stronger, but they're not going to be what you want. So you'll consider them as bad, you'll get down, and you'll have to start over. And I want to talk about a nutrition, not a nutrition plan, but a style that'll allow you to gain the most amount of lean muscle mass and gain the least amount of fat. Because unless you are either taking steroids or you are some absolute freak of nature genetic-wise, which would be 0.00001%, it's impossible to gain muscle without gaining a little bit of fat with it. That's just how it works. That's how your body is composed. That's how your genetics work for 99.9999999% of everybody. So we've got to find a way to not necessarily hack the system, but optimize what we put in our body and what we get out of it. So the concept to try to gain the most lean muscle mass with the most minimal amount of fat is going to be a lean bulk. Most people think of bulking as you eat everything in sight and you do all this eat, and like Rich Piana says, I could eat 17 million trillion times a day and I gotta eat. No, you don't need to eat that much to gain muscle. Lean bulk. So the concept of lean bulking is to go about, for me and in my personal experience, 250 to 400 calories over your maintenance calories. Your maintenance calories is a good estimate is to multiply your body weight by 15. If you're really lean and skinny, 15, 16. If you're a little heavier, if you naturally carry a little more fat, multiply it by about 13 or 14. That'll give you a good estimate of what your maintenance should be. And all you really need to do after that is add between 250 to 400. You can play around with it a little bit to see what works, but that's a good range to go in. Now, I talk a lot on this blog about macronutrients and that calories aren't everything. They're not the end all be all, and that is 100% true. So while adding 250 to 400 calories to your diet is great, if you add 400 calories of Lay's potato chips, probably isn't going to be the best. So here's a brief breakdown of what your macros should look like on that diet. So say your maintenance is 2,700, and to make it easy, you want to do a 3,000 calorie diet. Every single day, you're not going to hit exactly 3,000 calories. That's why I will give you a range, because if I give you a hard number and you go over that number a little bit, it's going to stress people out. Psychologically, they feel like they failed, and that's not good for any fitness journey. So say you want to be between 2,900 and 3,100 calories a day. That's your target. That way it'll balance itself out. If you eat that extra apple, or if you eat an extra half serving oats or extra half serving of chicken or whatever the heck you eat, it's not going to kill you. So I'm a believer in the rough estimate 50-25-25 split between carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. That just means that about 50% of my calories are going to come from carbs, 25% from protein, and 25% from fat. Again, it's a range. It doesn't have to be exact. It will naturally balance out over time if you go a little high, a little low one day and the next. That'll put, if you have a 3,000 calorie diet-ish, that'll give you a range of between 370 to 400-ish grams of carbs a day. That'll give you a range of 160 to 165 to maybe 185 grams of protein a day. And that'll give you about a 65 to 75 or 80 grams of fat a day. If you stick within those ranges, that'll give you the right macronutrient balance to achieve the bulk that you're looking for. You're not going to put on a bunch of fat, because nobody wants to gain 20 pounds but gain 3 pounds of muscle and 17 pounds of fat. That's not what you want. The lean bulk is designed, instead of gaining 20 pounds and have 75% be fat, you're going to gain 5 or 6 pounds and maybe 50 of it 40% of it will be fat. You may gain 6 pounds in 2 months. You may gain 3 pounds of muscle and 3 pounds of fat. Very simple. Now, in any bulk, you will gain some fat. That's, like I said at the beginning of the video, you're going to gain a little bit of fat. That is okay. To bulk, you can't be scared to gain a little bit of fat, because if you gain a 50-50 ratio, or you gain 3 pounds of muscle and 3 pounds of fat, the fat gain won't really be that noticeable if you're already relatively lean. If you are carrying more fat naturally, you may want to cut down before you bulk up. Not because aesthetically it won't be pleasing, but to achieve what you're looking for, a lean bulk, you won't necessarily cut on a lean bulk. If you carry more fat, you may cut a little bit, and it'll give you the appearance that you've gained more muscle, but that'll just be because your muscles will naturally, they'll pop out more because you've shedded a little bit of the fat off. But, so you may want to cut first. If you're if you carry a little more fat on you, you may cut before you bulk. If you're a lot leaner, you can go straight into a lean bulk, no problems, and put on a lot of muscle. You put on a little fat too, which brings you to the end of your lean bulk. Or if you're doing a really long bulk, like a year-long bulk, at the end of maybe let's say every 5 months, you'll do 2 5-month mini bulk, or 2 5-month bulks. Do a 1-month mini cut just to clean everything up a little bit. So you bulk for 5 months and you do a mini cut, not aggressive cut, a mini cut. So you're gonna do, while you're doing 350 calories over your maintenance, maybe you do 350 to 400 below your maintenance. Just a mini cut. You only want to lose 2-3 pounds maybe, and you don't want to short side yourself on the nutrient portion. You want to still get your good macros in, because you are going to be in a bulk grade anabolic state. Again, so lean bulking, another quick overview. To calculate your maintenance calories, you're gonna, if you're a little heavier, then multiply your weight by 13, 14. A little lighter, 15, maybe even 16 if you're super lean. But whatever you calculate it out as, you are gonna go between 250 to 400 calories above maintenance on a lean bulk. Again, work in ranges. When you're doing any kind of a fitness journey, any kind of a cut, a bulk, work in a range, because giving yourself a range gives you leeway. And a little bit of leeway is what you need when you can't control every single aspect of what you eat. None of us can. We don't cook everything that goes into our plate, or sometimes you add too much sauce, not enough sauce, and it throws little bits off and it'll stress you out. Give yourself a range. And try to stay at about a 50, 25, 25 split, carbs, protein, fats. And I'll reiterate again, so if you want to calculate it on your own, you can. Carbs and proteins are going to take 4 calories per gram. So 1 gram of protein, 4 calories. Relatively simple. Fats, 9 calories per gram. So foods that are higher in fats are going to be naturally higher in calories. That's why rice and oats are low calorie, high carb. And everyone thinks oats and rice sometimes get a bad rap, but in a lean bulk, those are perfect foods to get a bulk load of carbs without ramping up your calories like insane. So if you like this video about lean bulking, if you want to use it and you don't have any questions, take the information, run with it, use it. Make sure, try to comment down below if you've been lean bulking, or if you're going to start. Let me know how it goes. If you've got questions, either comment below, like the video, subscribe, share it. I'll also have my email in the description. If you want to email me any questions, I'll respond to whatever you've got. But I'm starting to get into more of a lean bulk phase. I cut first, and I cut a decent bit of weight down, and now I'm going to start doing a lean bulk, put a little more size on. I'm at about 170 now. I want to get up to about 175 or 6, see where I'm at, and we'll move from there in the journey. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, share it. It would greatly help me promote the channel. And I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.